So today, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are going to be talking about a status effect build that still is one of the best status effect builds in the game. Now, I've been running this build for a while now, and I put it in my stash like my last build, and I decided to throw it back on. So we'll be breaking it down in just a second, but as you guys can see, we're actually using this in a mission with other random teammates, and it just performs really well. It helps out your team. It keeps the enemy from moving around because the burns just so much, and your turret actually puts in some damage. So running this build can be ran a lot of different ways. You can run it with almost any status effect skill, but it's still gonna run the best with the fire, the chem launcher. So what we're gonna do here is we will break down this build for you. So hopefully you guys are ready. Let's get into it. So for the first piece, we're going to be talking about the exotic mask, the Vio mask. Now, if you missed this during the season, you can still farm it by either farming wherever you see targeted loot for the mask. You could also try to get lucky and get it from exotic caches, or you could head over to the summit, and the summit will be another place for you guys to get this. So this one always comes with skill tier, status effect, hazard protection, and then I put a 12% skill haste mod on here. Now, the reason why this mask is so good is because it has a talent called Toxic Delivery. Status effects also apply a damage over time debuff for 10 seconds. Total damage dealt is equal to 50% of your concussion grenade damage and increased by your status effect attributes. So stacking a lot of status effects attributes on this build is definitely going to help you out. So yeah, that is why I like running this mask. It works with the spread of the build. We are running a 4-piece Eclipse. Now, what does that do? Some of you guys might ask if you don't know. Well, 2-piece, that 15% status effects, 3-piece, 15% skill haste, 30% hazard protection. But look at the 4-piece. Your status effects now spread on kill to all enemies within 10 meters and refresh 50% of the duration. Yes. So if you get a status effect kill, which you most likely will, that will spread that kill to all enemies within 10 meters and refresh the 50% of the duration. So it's going to still last for 50% more. So look at the core attributes. 1 skill tier, and then we have status effects, and then I put a 12% skill haste mod on here. Now, the talent on here on the chest piece also has a cool talent. Look at this. Increase indirect transmission range from 10 meters to 15 meters, and the refresh percentage goes up from 50% to 75%. So now it's enemies within 15 meters, and then it refreshes the duration for 75%. So almost 100%. That's actually really good. So that's why this build with the chest piece talent, I think, works the best. For the holster, we're running the golden holster. This gives us that 10% status effects. Now, I am running the technician specialization. So what that means is I'm allowed to run 1 blue. So we have armor on here. And then we have 10% status effects and 10% skill damage, which I recommend running on every single piece that you can. And well, since we are running a 4-piece, this is the only piece that you can do that. But you want that status effect and that skill damage, and it's definitely going to help you hit harder. So those are the 2 rolls you want on this. And then run an armor roll because you get that 1 skill tier just from the backpack. Our second piece of Eclipse is going to be the knee pads. We have skill tier and status effects. For the gloves, we have skill tier and status effects. And I could max this out. I just haven't went back to the recalibration stage. And then for our 4th piece, we did go with the backpack. We have status effects. We have a 12% skill haste mod here. But look what we have right here. The backpack talent amplifies all damage you deal to status effect targets by 30%. So that's why this is actually really good, because if I decide to shoot him with my pistol or shoot him with my weapon, I'm going to hit harder. My status is going to hit harder. The turret's going to hit harder. So it amplifies all damage you deal to status targets, which is going to be everybody, right? So it definitely helps out, and that's why you can see the burn's a little stronger than it should be. The turret's hitting harder than it should be because of this right here. So I always think for this build, running the backpack talent and the chest beat talent is the way to go. For the skills, I'm running the fire starter. Now this is going to give me, look at that damage, 570,000 damage. The cloud duration is 24 seconds. Cloud radius is almost 4 meters. Now the burn damage is 285,000. And remember, it's always going to be higher than that because of the backpack talent. And if you proc in sync, just a lot of different things can affect this. Now look at that PvP damage. In case you guys want to use it in PvP, well, you guys probably could, but I recommend PvE for this build. For our second skill, we're running the Striker Drone. Now the Striker Drone is going to do 48,000 damage. Now what you guys need to remember is if you have in sync, that's 30% more. And then if you guys have the backpack talent, right? So that's 30% to status effects enemies. That's why these two skills, the drone and the fire starter, are my go-to. Now, if you want to run another status effect build, status effect talent instead of the drone, you can do something like the shock trap. Anything that causes some type of status effect would actually work good on this, because if you get that kill with that status effect, it will spread to everybody else. And that's what I really love about it, because of the because of the 4-piece, and then you have the vial mass. Just a lot of damage you're doing, and at 900,000 armor, it's not too bad. And that's why I like running the technician class. So the technician class is the class you're going to be wanting to run, so make sure you guys pick that. And if you guys are watching this video, you guys are seeing a lot of damage happening here. And that's why I'm enjoying this build. I still enjoy this build. You know what I really like running with this build? When I do those resource convoys. I feel like resource convoys are the best place to take advantage of this build, but it also works really good in group play because of all the statuses that you're putting onto enemies. It causes the enemies to like not be able to shoot your teammates. Your teammates have a chance to shoot them, and before you know it, they're already dead. And you guys can see that we were running this on with the global event, so they're respawning, right? So every time I'm getting killed, they're gonna respawn, but I'm gonna kill them right away, because once I lay down another fire starter, like a chem, or I hit them with that indirect transmission, or the biomass kicks off, it will eliminate them before they even have a chance to respawn. So that is a really fun build to run. I like running this in a team play, and I think a lot of you guys will really enjoy this build. If you guys have any questions on this build, you can run this a lot of different ways. I feel like having the backpack talent, having the chest piece talent, and having the exotic mask is the best way to run this. And this is probably one of my favorite status effect builds to run, and I still run it to this day. So let me know what you guys think about the build. I've been running this for a minute. If you guys have used this build in the past, if you guys are new to the division, which I have seen, we have a lot of new players, this might be one of those builds for you to, you know, put together, try out, and then let me know how you guys like it. And if you guys are new, thank you guys again for heading to this channel. This is my second channel, so if you haven't checked out the main channel, always check out that channel, because that's where like the main content comes out. And then I've been redoing my builds, maxing them out, and then dropping them on here. So hopefully I see you guys around. I'll see you in the next one. Nothing but skills is out.
Round one. No survival. Stay out of my way.